what the hell Dad's got him into.
Good evening, y'all, and welcome to Nomad Radio with James and Papa Joe, where the discussion is real, but no sugar added.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the show. Oh, evening, James. Michael. Michael done called in.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got a new video. I got a new video up there on the site tonight. Any young drivers or wannabes want to take a look at what happens to you when you slam on your brakes in a flatbed hauling steel pipe. You got to load a pipe through the back of the truck. Oh, it was horrific. I don't know if the guy's all right, or I don't know nothing about that. Right there in Terre Haute.
Oh. Well, I'm behaving. I parked beside a interstate truck that is so damn crooked, it's pitiful. I mean, I did that one post on my YouTube channel, Simple Living with Papa Joe, and showed old boy parked all jacked up, and a couple of them was like, "Man, it's on a dirt lot." Like that's an excuse. Well, I'm going to Flying J. These have marked parking, and he still couldn't get it straight. So, what's the matter if it's dirt or parking? Some of these folks just can't park. Oh, what the heck?
Well, hopefully he don't leave like he came in. You wake up without a hood.
Well, that is a good plus to it not being my truck.
Yeah.
One more reason not to be an owner-operator. Yep. Oh, what the heck? I'm looking for a message right here. I have done a few videos this week about what's been going on in my life with the trucking company. And I got a message from Diesel Heart. It says, it's the same everywhere. Over here in Holland, the people behind the desk always think us truck drivers are robots. And they expect 14 to 16-hour shifts every evening. Says, well, we are still human and we get tired. He says, thanks for speaking out, Papa Joe. Greetings from the Netherlands. Bonjour. Bonjour, however you say it. So, folks, the nonsense that we put up with over here, and it's just part of the industry. So those that have been reading or watching my videos about what's going on with me, it's not only just this industry. I mean, how many people have all of us ran into that have got complaints about where they work? It just ain't going right. This and that. If it was fun, we would call it playing. We wouldn't call it work. So,
now them guys over there in France, they know how to take care of it. You ever notice some truck drivers over there about once every 2 or 3 years? They'll just stop in the middle of the road. They'll shut France down for a day or two.
Oh, yeah. They did that here a while back and made world news. Yeah. But see, we can't do that over here. Over here, you can't get 6 truck drivers to decide if it's daylight or not. We had the one good shutdown. What was that, 72 or 74? 72, I think it was. That's the only one that. That's the only one that did any good and was pulled together at all. So, I did want to say that.
I wanted to say something. There's an app, and it's on the front page of the website. It's called Zello. And if anybody goes there, you can download the app for your phone. You can listen to the show on the phone from anywhere, and it works like a walkie-talkie. It just uses your phone, not your internet. And you can schedule, hey, I'll be on there at whatever time, and you can talk to people all around the world on there, just like a walkie-talkie. But it's on Zello right now. If anybody's listening on the internet wants to get the app, they can put it on their phone. They can just look for Nomad Radio, and you can click on it, and it's wide open. Anybody can join. You can just come in and listen. But
cool.
you won't be able to talk during the show, but once the show's off, you can talk to anybody. I just want to throw that out there. I keep forgetting to bring that up.
Now, do we have the chat rooms open and where? And YouTube and on YouNow?
YouNow? Yeah.
Okay. So if we get any comments, and Steve can holler at us.
Yeah, or message me, or...
Right.
Yeah,
well,
he can unmute you, so...
Well, he just has to remember he is dealing with truck drivers. Don't holler too loud or too hard, or we'll all three pout up on him. Then he'll have the show to himself. So, well, Michael might not. He's not an experienced crybaby yet. But I'm trying to bring him around. Oh. Hey, I seen something really cool yesterday. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I seen something really cool yesterday, and I didn't even tell you about it, Michael.
No.
I was following a big truck. We just crossed into Texas on 75, US 75. So it's Shepherd type area. And we was all pretty much doing a speed limit. I mean, it's 70 and 75. And I seen a county mountie set on a ramp over there. And, of course, I looked down, and I was doing good. And she came out of there in front of me. And she went flying up behind the truck. And I was like, I've been pacing him. He's not speeding. What is she doing? Well, she pulled over a four-wheeler that was tailgating that big truck. And I gave her kudos. I tooted, and gave her a thumbs up. I thought that was awesome. More of them need to do that. You know, well, the car wasn't speeding. The car was going the same speed as the rest of us, but I mean, it was on his ass, and
but
that
just
was
sitting
good.
Right, about 10 feet off his bumper, right?
Yep, yeah, or less. I mean, you know, I was
Yeah.
about 6 or 8 truck lengths back, so you know, I couldn't put a tape measure on it, but you could tell they was right up on him. And that's the only reason I could figure she pulled him, and it wasn't a woman cop. That was the only reason I figured she pulled him over. And I was like, man, more of them need to do that. Get back to the basics. So,
Well, I mean, you know, since there are, you know, I mean, an awful lot of those wrecks are caused by exactly that kind of stuff.
yeah, big time.
So,
Well, you know, they've been doing it for years, okay? Now then, you add into that they just can't help it. If that phone goes off and tells them they've got a message, so many of them have to look. Well, that split second or two that you take your eyes off of that truck, especially when you're following him so close, that's a recipe for disaster.
oh
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Under the bumper.
So,
Right? Well, they had that happen in, I think I was in Wisconsin, Michigan, up there in that cold stuff. And it was icy and all that. And a bunch of us going down the road. And a car was getting on the interstate. And he come flying up on that ramp. And everybody else is going pretty slow, you know, 40, 45, 50. And he was hammering on it. And whatever distracted him, I don't know, but he drove straight up underneath the DOT bumper. It was a small enough car that it went underneath the DOT bumper. And truck driver didn't even know it. He drug him for probably a mile before people got his attention and he pulled over. So, I mean, it tore up the front end of the car, and I'm sure there was a brown stain inside the car. But it was like, really?
Hey, you heard about that? I told you about that guy on that wheelchair up there on Highway 69 in Indiana, didn't I? Come across
I don't think so.
a fuel island. He come across a fuel island, and a driver took off, and he was in front of that truck, so he tried to turn around, and his back hit the grill, and he took off. The guy went out of the truck stop, up onto the highway, and down the highway he went. And drivers was yelling at him when he didn't have his radio on. Finally, some guy got up beside him, got him to turn the radio on, told him there was a guy in front of him in a wheelchair. And he eased off onto the shoulder of the road, eventually stopped, and the guy was okay. He was in front of that truck going down Highway 69. And I know people probably find that hard to believe. But you can Google that, and you'll see the newscast, the newspapers. I mean, it really happened.
That must be the one where they said that the guy in the wheelchair was racing that Peterbilt, and he had him by a nose.
Yeah.
Right?
I know that's a crazy truck driving story, but it's true. And,
yeah. I believe it.
That's like Larry is a truck driver. Have you ever heard of him? That was a little bit crazier than that one. Truck driver out in L.A., he said he always wondered what it was like to fly. So he took a lawn chair and went and got some weather balloons, an Army surplus, tied them on there, filled them full of helium, cut the rope, and took off. But he had a BB gun. He had a BB gun with him, but he said he got going so damn high, so fast, that he got scared to shoot the balloon. And they sent the Marine Corps. It was the only one that had a helicopter that could go high enough up to try to get him. But every time they would come close to him, it would blow him away. And he was talking to his buddy down below on a handheld walkie-talkie, CB. You can hear all the recordings, everything. The guy was on David Letterman's show. He got fined. He went over LAX airport. He was in the traffic lanes. He was up so high. Crazy.
Wow.
You've never heard of that,
lucky.
Huh?
Well, I think that one came under. That one fell under that one about don't do drugs when you got balloons at your excess.
Right.
It's called Armchair Pilot. You look that up on YouTube. You can watch him on the David Letterman show. You know, he was about to die laughing.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder what the fines were. I bet them fines were pretty steep.
No, actually, they weren't very high. But then again, who would do something like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, no, they weren't very high. In fact, I think one of these TV shows that had him on, I think, paid for his fine. But, hey, you can hear all the audio. The police picked it all up. It's all on that website called Armchair Pilot. And you can tell there are a couple of truck drivers, too.
Now that you brought it up, we're going to have some that's, oh, wow, man, that sounds great. I'm going to do that.
Well, you can hear him. He'll die laughing. Being the truck driver, you'll hear him say, hey, the police say this or that, and he'll say 10-4.
Right? Roger that.
That's some fun.
What's your 20? He said, what's your 20? He said, I'm up here by this. You see this one cloud that looks like a poodle? I'm buying
Well, the Marine Corps told him to start shooting them balloons, and he wouldn't. He had an air rifle with him, and he said,
Yeah.
And then that guy was talking to him from that helicopter, told him, start shooting them damn balloons, or he was. And he's like, okay. Yeah, they told him, because they got up there, they was going to try to lower a guy down and get him, but they couldn't get close enough. The wind kept pushing him away.
Right.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, you know, I like stories like that because nobody's going to believe it, but they're all going to look for it, and they're going to find out that's true. And it's so crazy that it's hard to believe.
As long as you're not getting ideas from them, that's the thing.
Oh well, hey,
I don't need news stories. I don't need no news stories like that to get ideas.
That's what they call the Darwin Awards.
Yep. That's what I was trying to think of, the Darwin Awards.
The voices in my head, I know they ain't real, but boy,
they come up with some doozies, don't they? Yeah, they do. They must be kin to some of them I've heard.
Yeah, probably.
I know where is everybody? I'm in Oklahoma. You're down there. Now there's you a good story. Now Michael's down there in Louisiana, pretty far south in Louisiana. You know, that's where all the alligators and stuff are. That means they got water. He goes by a sign a while ago when I'm on the phone with him. Water.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to figure that one out. Who in the world in Louisiana wants to buy water?
I told him I'd send it on to California.
You're lucky you're driving during the day down there, man. You go down some of them roads at night, you need a putty knife to get them mosquitoes off that windshield and all them bugs.
Oh yeah.
Those are love bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, the mosquitoes look like hummingbirds down there.
Oh, I tell you what, they're worse in Canada.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, they
I've
are.
never been up there when it was nice.
Oh, and one of my subscribers up there, on one of my little rants and whining and crying that I've been doing this week, he's like, dude, I'm retired up here. Come on up. Sunset looks great off of my boat deck. Come on. I'm like, turkey. One of them provinces up there, they have 10,000 lakes or something. When I was sending customs one day, waiting on some paperwork, I was reading one of their deals. Said you could get up and fish a different lake every day of your life, and never fish all the lakes in that province. I'm like, wow. Man,
I know a guy lives up there in Manitoba. He used to send me pictures of all these fish. He would go catfishing in some river up there. Man, they was catching some monsters, you know, but that was normal. But there ain't hardly nobody that lives up there either. I guess there ain't much competition for them.
Yeah, and once they get a certain size, there's no predators for them either.
Yeah, you know, down there in that Red River in Texas, I seen a show, River Monster.
Yep.
Wow. He was down there fishing, and he said, I doubt the stories this guy's telling me, you know, about these alligator gars.
Yeah.
Surprise. He hooked one. And that gar was about 15 foot long. It looked like an alligator when it come up. It was so huge.
Yep. Well, when I lived in Oklahoma, right after I came out of the Marine Corps, there was an old power dam or power plant. And we'd go set all that was left was the concrete foundation way up above the river, and small river. we'd sit up there, and all you seen in there was gar and snapping turtles. It was called the gar hole. Man, there was some big ones in there. Oh,
I would imagine so.
Oh, what did you say?
That was Michael. He said he imagined so. Michael, you ain't come through real good tonight.
Easy.
I'm doing what?
But you're not coming through real clear tonight.
How about now?
Much
better?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stuck the microphone in my mouth.
You were eating, weren't you?
Yeah. Not no more, though.
You did that yesterday. How many times are you going to eat this week?
Every day. Every single day. And if you don't like it, you can lump it.
Uh-huh.
I would say something different, but I am on the air.
Right. Very good. Oh, man. Well, what kind of good conversation y'all want to get going? We need to educate somebody today besides me.
I'm wanting somebody to call in, man.
You know, what did we talk? We said there was a subject that we needed earlier, like the last couple of days. No, I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
But
I'll bring up one for some of us old truckers. It don't always have to be about trying to teach the young truckers.
Yeah.
If there's any of the old truckers like myself that's not used to these modern trucks, now my truck had been acting up on me this week, doing some weird stuff. One time after I fueled, I started up. I didn't have no gauges. None of the gauges worked. None of the lights worked. Nothing worked. And of course, I don't find this out until I'm pulling out of the truck stop. And I shut her down right there at the exit, block it up for a second. Let it sit there for a minute,
right.
Restart it, and that stuff all took off. That was kind of weird. Then a night or so later, I've been trucking all day, and it started getting dark on me. I turned my headlights on, no dash lights. I ain't got a clue why. The next day, I was coming out of Houston, and I turned my wipers on because it's halfway raining, a little sprinkle. So I turn on the wipers for a second. All of my headlights come on. Now, after the first two, I'd been by our shop, and I talked to one of our mechanics. And he says, man, swap your keys. You got an extra key. Well, of course, most of us old truckers do. So I swapped keys, and none of those first two ever happened again. Now, after that is when the headlights started coming on, when the wipers come on. This drives me crazy. Spoke to the owner about it, all this, and he didn't have a clue. Well, last night, I got to Dallas, and when I got to the yard, they checked my batteries because the owner told me, he says, these modern trucks, when it's electronic stuff like that, electrical stuff, he says, it's usually a weak battery. He said, see if you make it to the yard, we'll test your batteries. I made it to the yard. Batteries all tested out 100%. I did have a couple of terminals that was a little bit corroded. Cleaned them up. I didn't. The mechanic did. Okay, well, maybe that'll take care of it. Maybe it was just a bad connection. Because if they don't get certain voltage, blah, blah, blah. Well, I take off, and I go to wash my window. Sure enough, my lights come on. This drives me nuts. I got to Dallas last night, where he had disconnected my batteries. It turned my clock off on the dash. So I'm playing with this little knob over here, trying to reset my clock on the dash. I find a place where it says headlights on with wiper or off. and it was on. So I turned it off. So now my headlights don't come on when I turn my wipers on. So, you know, and I'll put myself out there to look like a fool, but it was like, damn, whoever heard of this?
What's funny is apparently the owner got it on them don't know that either, you know.
Right. Oh, he does now. I shot him a message this morning, and I told him about it. I said, I found out what's up with the headlights and the wipers. I said, on the dash computer, there's a place where you can turn them on or off with the wipers. I don't know how they got turned on, but I sure know how they got turned off, because they're off now. So, it almost makes me feel like a fool, but
most states you got to have them on when the wipers are on anyway, you know what I mean?
Right. I understand that, but there's too many times at this time of year when you try and just get the bugs off the windshield.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I don't need my headlights coming on just because I'm trying to get bugs off my windshield. So, and I'm notorious to reach down. I usually turn my headlights on before I need my wipers anyway, which that's what I told him, because I spoke to Michael, and Michael was telling me on his truck, his lights automatically come on. So I told the owner about that, and I said, well, maybe mine was already, and I didn't notice it. I said, but normally I turn my lights on before I ever hit the wiper switch. But no, I think somehow I just turned that other button on. But now it's turned off.
I don't know.
That mystery is solved.
I'd rather turn on, you know, I'd rather not get used to something like that. I'd rather turn everything on and off myself.
Yep.
To keep in it.
Well, that's because y'all old.
I don't mind a little bit of change, and I'm ignoring that, Michael. I don't mind a little bit of change, but that's like my phone forced me to do an update yesterday. It's an Android. And now it's changed so much nonsense up in my phone. They need to put a button on there that says, no, I'm an old part that don't like change. Ignore. But, no, that don't work. So,
well, I just got me a new Android phone not too long ago. An upgrade from the company, you know. And it was totally different than my old one. And I'm just now figuring out where everything's at on that one. I'd hate for it to update again.
Right?
I still don't like the way it.
Mine has changed up my phone book and the way I make phone calls and all that stuff and other nonsense, the messaging and just stuff that it could have left alone. I wouldn't have minded. Oh.
Does your Facebook Messenger try to take over your messaging and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just battling with that. I ain't quite figured that one out yet. That's about to run me nuts.
Right. Well, that's from synchronizing. When you synchronize your friends list and all that, it starts that nonsense. And like a fool, I synchronized it. Well, I did too. So, you know I've gotten used to that abuse. No matter which way somebody sends me a message, oh, do you want to make this your main one? Yeah, fine. Then I get a message through the other one. Do you want this to be your one? Yeah, fine. Just give me my message. So.
Yeah, just let them keep coming.
Right. I just swap it back and forth. Dude, I was quite happy with my flip phone. You know, and then I was forced to get these smartphones almost 2 years ago now. Well, I guess it was 2 years ago. And I'd still rather have my flip phone. Oh, I mean, phones are for phone calling.
Well, it probably didn't drop calls as often, did it?
I don't have a real bad problem with this phone dropping calls. Now, here of late, here of late, what I've been having a problem with is the two main people I talk to is Michael and my wife. So I talked to my two wives, and yeah, I got you on that one, didn't I? Yeah. No. But for some reason, my headset seems to mute or something, or my phone, whatever. But they can hear me talking, and I won't hear them. And I'll be like, did I lose you? Are you there? And I'll wind up hanging up and calling them back, and they both have told me, I could hear you. I was answering you.
Yeah, I was answering. Yeah, buddy, I'm here. I hear you. You know.
And I ain't figured that one out yet. I said, well, maybe my headset was getting low on charge. Nope, that wasn't it. Because I made sure I charged it overnight. Next morning, it did the same nonsense. No rhyme or reason to it.
Oh, remember when I was doing that?
Yeah, but you said yours was trying to link into your Garmin or something.
Well, it was the link between. As soon as I got rid of that Link app, and then turned off the feature on the Garmin itself.
Right.
All that stopped. I mean, it was the Garmin. That's not a, but
yeah.
I mean, I know how annoying that is.
Well, the bright side of it is I do get to hang up on Michael once in a while. So now he just has to figure out if really my phone acting up.
Yeah, well, it's you do it so infrequently, I have I'm the one that has the drop call service, so.
Well, and that's what I was telling him this morning when we was talking. I was like, I hope we don't start the radio show tonight that starts that nonsense.
Well.
What's your carrier, Sprint?
No, AT&T.
No, Michael.
Oh, Verizon.
Oh.
I've been with them for I've been with Verizon for over 20 years now.
Well, same thing with me and AT&T.
They're normally pretty good.
Yeah. No, I like Verizon. I like Verizon.
I think the government has been watching my YouTube channel, and they're afraid I'm going to run for president, so they're trying to do a wiretap on me, just keep track.
Hey,
all right.
Somebody
get Papa Joe. Somebody get Papa Joey's meds. He's starting to get delusional again.
Right.
I know. Not trying to be political, but as crazy as that sounded when Donald Trump said it, it's turning out to be. I think he was right.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was right. They've done proved that.
I think they were.
Oh, by the way, you wanted to. I finally found the name of the town I'm in. It's Zwolle, Louisiana. Zwolle. And they pronounce it Zwolle.
Well, that's like if you ever see that Richard's Boudin, they call it Richard's.
Yeah.
You ever heard that? Richard.
Oh, well, yeah, and that would be, Richard. It's, it's because all of Louisiana was settled by the French. And,
Yep.
So all that is, a lot of their pronunciations are French.
Now, see old Mike, he was raised down in Louisiana, and he's supposed to be calling in here tonight. I don't know where the hell he's at. Well, like the rest of the callers.
He don't haul steel pipe, does he?
No.
Okay. Well, then that wasn't him.
I don't. I don't think he does. Right?
No, he's got actually he's got an empty trailer tonight.
So do I.
He's got
Dispatcher
an
brain.
empty trailer. I got to take it over to another Ohio or somewhere and drop it off. Pick up a trailer, bring it back. I said, hell, they should have given me that load.
Michael's got sailboat fuel, and your Mike has got dispatcher brains.
Well,
Those are a couple good paying loads.
Wonder what kind of, where are you picking that plywood up at? What's the name of that place?
It's Weyerhaeuser.
Oh.
Oh, are you getting plywood? I thought you was getting paper.
No, this is a wood plant.
Okay.
And it don't smell bad. It's all you smell is sawdust.
That's what I was telling him when he was getting into town. He said he was going to watch for signs for it. I said, roll down your window and follow your nose. All them paper plants, you can find them, boy.
Oh, yeah. That old rotten paper, that old rotten pulp.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
You ever see him make that plywood?
You
No.
ever see him make that? I said, you ever
No.
see him make that plywood? Oh, well, you might get a tour. I don't know. Maybe you'll get to see that.
I doubt it.
Them big, oh, man, they got them monster rollers. And that stuff comes out there smoking hot. They glue it all together. Kind of neat,
right.
really.
Actually, back when I first came out here, I used to try to get tours of plants, and a lot of them will let you get a tour of the plant.
No.
Yeah,
anyway,
you go down there to
there's a big old sign out here. It's like it was actually kind of cool because I sort of stumbled on to where the shipping entrance is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was, but, once you pull into the shipping entrance, then there's a couple of signs that said, loading, which is taking up and around little, and then there's another sign pointing off to the right, overnight parking. Of course, I'm the only one here, but
Right.
the big sign, shipping office, attention truck drivers, and they've got this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items of PPE you must wear before getting out of your truck.
Uh-huh. And how many of them do you have?
All of them.
Oh.
Well, except for the
Steel-toe shoes.
eyeglass. No. So, but
you don't have no
whatever.
steel-toed?
No shit.
No.
I mean, I actually have a real problem finding steel-toed shoes that fit me because I need a wide area around my toes.
Yeah.
And I just never am able to find any boots or anything that and I've tried them all that
Well,
work.
you can just go to Granger and buy you a pair of caps that fit over. And it's got a strap that goes around the back of your foot.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, I had to wear them at one place. They was a pain in the butt. They're a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, now they make them composite too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I've tried those. I mean, the whole deal is that when they make them, that area doesn't stretch. And if I get shoes big enough, I got to get them so that they're kind of loose. But if I try that with steel toes, then they're too loose. So.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah,
that problem.
I
I,
mean-
got 13 triple E, and they're never wide enough. But on my feet, and I'm flat-footed to boot, so like Sasquatch walking around with them
Right.
caps on there. But I got me some free shoes, man. What do you call it, metatarsal? Down there at down at the steel mill. I was working in there for about a week, and they give me a brand new pair of them, and I never even wore them. They're still at the house. 'Cause they weigh about probably 20 pounds, you know what I mean? Maybe 10 pounds a piece. They got the steel all the way up over the top of them. And then the steel toe, they're so heavy, man. You feel like Herman Munster, walking around with them things on. You got to pick each foot up. Oh, yeah. But that's made for them guys. They drop a lot of steel on their feet and the top of their feet.
Right. Actually, I have a cousin. Well, he just recently passed away. He lost his toes due to steel toe like that. He was working in a metal factory. He was an overhead crane operator, and something broke, and a bunch of that steel fell, and it hit his steel toes, and it just bit that inside part of it right down on and pinched his toes off.
Yeah, but I know you got to think if you didn't, you just had flesh there and that steel hit it. I mean, they really.
Then he'd still have his toes. They'd just be flatter.
No, he'd probably lost his entire foot.
Either way, it's kind of like wearing a seatbelt. I think you should, but no one should tell you to, because there is, kind of ought to be your own desire.
Right. Well, just like wearing a helmet, You like wearing a helmet. So.
Yep.
So there's some things that should be your personal choice. Now, I totally understand and agree with making you buckle up children, because they're not old enough to make their own decision. But for grown-ups, really? Come on.
Well, and it's particularly bad in the states that either don't have or repealed the helmet law.
Right.
Where it's your choice, but you still got to wear a seatbelt. Like, what kind of sense does that make?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
I live in one of those states.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. Pennsylvania was one. Well, Texas is one.
I think seatbelts nationwide now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, to a degree. Well, they are now in Georgia. Until just a few years ago, like 6-7 years ago, maybe 8, you had to wear a seatbelt in your car. But if you was in a pickup truck, it was considered a farm vehicle, and you didn't have to wear one. So I was running a dump truck at the time, so we wasn't wearing our seatbelts because, hey, if a pickup's a farm truck, what do you call this?
You got a caller.
All right, we was informed real quick. Yeah.
Who is it? Go ahead.
Hey, this is Joe Bob in Arizona.
What's going on, Bob?
Hey, Papa Joe, we're just having a dynamite day out here, and I wanted to get a quick call into you and support the program.
Thank
and I hope you boys are having a good week so far, much better than you did last week.
Well, last week went fine until the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with it. It's been a little rough, but we
appreciate
it. Hey, I have a question. My wife and I would like to look at doing expediting in our retirement years.
Okay.
Now, in Arizona is not an expediting state. But companies I talk to on the telephone, they don't want to hire anybody from Arizona due to the fact they cannot get us back home.
Correct.
So I don't get out of Arizona much anymore. In your area, down Texas up through the Midwest, when you're at the truck stops, do you see a fair amount of expediter straight trucks and also Sprinter vans?
Not as many as we used to. Now, if you really want to get into it, now, are you wanting to stay in Arizona when you're doing expediting, or are you wanting to just go out and see the country?
Go out and see the country.
Okay, well, a few things is you will have to, you and your wife both have to get your Class B. I know you're already driving, but she'll have to get at least her Class B. You can get a truck that does not have air brakes on it, so you can relieve her of having the torture of taking the air brake test. But now if you do that, she'll never be able to drive a vehicle with air brakes until she goes take the test. But the air brake test really isn't that hard once you understand the concepts of it. And that's what people mess up, is they don't understand the concepts of how air brakes honestly work. The expedite, for the most part, most of them people was working either the automotive industry or medical. And if you want to start getting into it, I would suggest that you talk to someone like FedEx Ground or FedEx White Glove, someone like that. Now, FedEx has a few rules that I totally disagree with. However, that's me. For y'all to get your feet wet, if you could get in with a fleet owner or somebody like that, and I do not suggest you to buy your own truck right away. I would suggest for you to drive for somebody else. The secret to doing expedite is knowing your major hubs, because you're allowed to turn down loads with FedEx. Well, you used to be. I ain't talked to anybody from FedEx for quite a while. But what messes up most expedite drivers is they don't know their major hubs, and they see this load that's paying great going to Phoenix, and they grab this load and they take off to Phoenix, and we just made a killing going to Phoenix. Well, guess what? There's a reason why nobody wants to hire expediters out of Arizona, because there's no expedite freight coming out of Phoenix. You have somewhat the same problem out of Houston, because it's all going out in full truckloads, you know. So I would suggest that you get with a fleet owner that has a small fleet. You could go with Panther, FedEx, or any of them. FedEx is the big boys of it. That's why I say FedEx.
I see that.
Use their trucks, use that guy's truck and all that for you and your wife to learn the system. And I raised my children, and I tell truck drivers all the time, learn the rules that we're playing the game by, and then learn how to use them to your advantage. And that's exactly what you need to do, is drive that other guy's truck, get you and your wife up to par for being able to be true expediters. And you know the definition of expediter, it means that truck stays rolling.
Stays rolling,
You know, so use someone else's equipment and someone else's money for you to learn what to do. And it's really hard to tell you how to research to find your major hubs for expediter. The only thing you can do there is research it online, talk to people, talk to whoever you start driving for, because they're going to want you to keep that truck rolling. So, you know, but expedite ain't all bad. That's what my wife and I had talked about doing when we became empty nesters, but it didn't work out because she just couldn't handle the driving. The traffic just stressed her out, so we didn't go that route. But there you go. What else can you ask about it? If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up.
Now, here, I've got another question about expediting out of a cargo van or a Sprinter van. Now, if I got one of those jobs in the van, and you don't have to keep a log book, I've got a feeling that the owner would just run you ragged.
Well, now the thing is, whether you're expedite or not, there's some weight limits that might have something to do with it. The golden rule for most companies and for most commercial vehicles is there's a mileage ratio. Say you don't go, I think it's 150 air miles away from your home base, or you don't cross state lines. So now you're definitely going to be going more than 150 miles if you're both driving. And if you're wanting to see the country, you're going to be crossing state lines. So technically, I got a feeling whatever you go, and be honest with you, you're not going to want to go in a Sprinter van. You're not going to want to do it. If you and Mama's going to be out there, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you do, you're in a good state. Like if you wanted to buy one, you go to a Sprinter van. You could haul packages. Just go to get your own authority and go to U-Ship, Coyote Logistics. Oh, there's a bunch of them. And
well, U-Ship's not any good anymore. U-Ship's not any good since they came out. They came out with that show. I've talked to too many people that used to use U-Ship a lot and get freight off of it. They came out with that shipping wars, and it really tore up the rates on there. But what I was going to get at, if you're wanting to go and run as a team and go cross country, that Sprinter van is going to be too uncomfortable. Now, you can do your little bed back there and all that. I don't think you're going to be happy in a Sprinter van very long at all. You need to get one of them little expedite trucks.
Well, one of the other options you might think about, and I've seen a couple of them, not many, are the hotshot type trucks with a small sleeper and whatever in the back. So
right. They'll get a 2-ton truck is what he's talking about. Some of them's crew cab, some of them ain't. And they'll go to a salvage yard and they'll get a small sleeper and they'll mount that small sleeper behind their cab. But now if you go doing that, once again, you need to be having your own authority like James said. But if I know you're running a regular route there.
Correct.
Excuse me. If you don't know the lanes and stuff, that's the biggest thing, man. And I've told people numerous times, not trying to sound mean or anything, but you're green to the over-the-road deal. You don't know what lanes that you would want to run and all this other stuff. You need to use someone else's equipment and learn with them paying for the cost of you learning. I mean, that's a short and dry of it.
Right. In
my humble opinion. Yep, exactly.
Use their toys and eat their lunch. Yeah.
Exactly.
My sister did that. My sister done that and drove a little bitty truck around. She went to Panther over there in Indianapolis, and that's what they told her. They give her. They've got a bunch of people that own 7-8 trucks, and they turned her onto one of them, and she was making good money doing that.
But you got to doing expediting. You can't doing expediting. Is just that's it. Just like Papa Joe said, you can't let the thing sit. I mean,
I say that when you're under a load, you can't. For what y'all are wanting to do, I assume you'll already be drawing some kind of retirement or something.
Correct.
I assume that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, see, so you don't have to make all the money to make the house note and the car note paying for the kids to go to college. All that's
No.
behind you, or it's taken care of. So if you're doing expedite, then it gets a little bit sweet on you. It might not, the owner of the truck might not like it, but that's where you can, when you're under load, you do keep the truck running. That's why it's expedite. But
Correct.
say you take a load to San Francisco. Well, when you get to San Francisco, you can take a day or two off, get a rental car, or a lot of places you take that expedite truck to if the owner will allow it. If not, you get a rental car until you get your own truck, and you can go see some stuff. You know, that's the sweet part of it. Now, when my dad retired, my dad trucked for over 30 years before he retired, and he bought him a 1-ton Dodge pickup, and he ran the campers. And a lot of times his wife would ride with him. They had an agreement that one night they slept in the truck, and one night they'd sleep in a motel. And he said that running them campers out of Indiana, mostly to the west, he did go east sometimes, he said that the sweet thing about that is that paid for his fuel, rooms, and his meals for him to go see the places that we have to drive by in the big truck. So he would haul butt out west, deliver that vehicle, that camper. He would had magnetic placards. He'd pull them off of his side of his truck, and then he'd take his time going back to Indiana, and he would stop and see the Grand Canyon and this and that. So there are pluses. It's a matter of what you find is going to be best for you.
Yeah, we're doing the research, much like you talked about, and in the perfect world, I'd like to find a dedicated customer that's going to always have something golden to ship. But
you're not going to find dedicated. You won't find dedicated expedite.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about expedite, there's two things with expedite. One is, let's say where Michael is right now. They're loading Michael's truck, and they're just a little bit more than his truck can legally haul. But that customer really needs it. So they're going to stick that on an expedite. They're going to send Michael out, and then they're going to put that last little bit on an expedite truck to get there about the same time Michael is. Now, it might not ship for a day later. And then the other thing is mostly where it comes to your medical, which was some of the automotive at that time. They had something break, and now they've got to have this piece, this motherboard, whatever. So they wanted to get there now.
Right.
And I would imagine it's probably something that can't fly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, or else the car can get it there faster.
Yeah, maybe they can't, if it's a motherboard or something proprietary object, they may not want to lose it in freight. They'll rather have somebody white glove it from dock to dock.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for enlightening me on the expediting lifestyle. And we'll be listening.
All right. You keep us informed on what you and Mama's going to do. I'll be curious to find out.
All right. We'll keep you boys updated. And God bless you and have a happy Easter.
All right. God bless you, brother. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, goodness. Well, once again, that's a matter of knowing the industry. And there's so many people that think that they can watch a little bit of TV, do a little bit of research, and I ain't trashing them at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about people in general. And it's a very big misconception. And then when you talk to companies and recruiters, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, do it. You can do this. We can do that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Then they get out there, they buy a vehicle or whatever, and find themselves behind the 8 ball. And a lot of times it don't turn out to be a good scenario. So anybody that's thinking about
my sister-in-law does that expedited. She's been working for the same company though for about 25 years, and she does do the same run every night. She goes from St. Louis to Kansas City. And I don't know what, she runs medical, but I don't know what. But once the Blue Moon, they'll give her something extra to run to, like maybe Cape Girardeau or Indianapolis or something like that.
Right.
But
more than likely, then that's does she have to have her hazmat and all that?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say it could be bodily fluids, you know, for a urine test or blood works or different things like that if it's medical.
Yeah, she's been doing it for like 25 years.
Well, that's my whole point. She didn't start doing that, you know. If she did, then she started because the people she hired on with was already into it. You know, already had that contract. But that's a rare bird right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now my wife's uncle, he done the same thing. Now, he had a pickup truck, and he pulled a trailer, but he ran for Walgreens. But he'd have like 20, 30 stops at a time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. Oh, that was terrible, man, I would think. But he made good money doing it.
Well, your LTL, that's where the money is. You know, if you can get set up with LTL, then you're getting paid by square footage on that trailer. So, you know, square footage versus mileage. So if I got back into owning my own truck again, that is what I would consider getting into, is LTL freight. So if it's good enough for Yeller, it's good enough for me.
Oh yeah, I've seen the freight before.
Or who?
Conway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
That's what they do. They do
CFI. Yes, that's true, but that's on a company level, and the driver's not making near the profit the company is. The company's making a killing, and the driver ain't even getting a reach around. So,
well,
I put it politely.
No sugar added. Sorry, but no sugar added, right?
There you go. So, what the heck? So, well, fellas, we're coming up on our hour already. Y'all want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
You want to? All right.
Yeah, I might as well. At least
Michael,
we got one
appreciate
caller.
you calling in. Go, Bob. Appreciate you calling, brother. Good luck with that career. Folks, we appreciated you tuning in tonight. Remember, they are archived on Nomad Radio on the YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel, Simple Living with Papa Joe. And we hope you tune in Saturday night. Remember, our new time's going to be at 7 o'clock. And remember, God loves you. So do we. Y'all have a blessed evening. Michael, James, y'all have a good evening. Steve, thanks for making the door, buddy. All right. Good night.
All right.
All right.
Big, fat, love, find common ground. this will be over and over. To lead it by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies. And we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies.